What's up, everybody? Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is your girl, your diva knowledge, Lady Mocha, representing Mocha's Cafe de Paris. Hope everything's going well for everyone. I know it's been a rough couple of days. We don't have some significant losses within the Black community. My heart definitely goes out to Nipsey Russell's family and his friends. May his soul rest in peace. Not only him, to all the other brothers in the community that are not famous or not popular or does not have any notoriety. I also definitely, my heart goes out to them as well because we're using black males within the black community every day. So this is nothing new under the sun. This pretty much goes on a lot in the black community. So again, my heart goes out to anybody who has lost a loved one or somebody through any type of violence within the black community. But definitely on that note, other than that, I hope everybody's doing well. Thought it was very imperative that I did this particular content today because I don't know how many of y'all out there are fans of Atlanta Housewives. I'm not a fan like I used to be. These reality shows to me, a lot of them are not really reality shows in my opinion. I think a lot of them are scripted. So I just I've been fell off that bandwagon of these reality shows and stuff like that. So good morning to everybody that's in the chat. Angela Char, good morning. Kiki. I'm not a fan of that stuff, but every once in a while, um, I will watch it once in a blue moon because it's always something you can learn from it. And when I tell y'all, Nene is really, really getting off the chain. This season, a little bit that I have seen, like I said, I really don't watch stuff like that anymore. But every once in a while, I'll glance something, and I just so happened glimpse this recent one of these last episodes because I guess it was their finale and the reunion is getting ready to come or something like that. And I tell you, when I seen the way she was manipulating Cynthia and all of these other girls within on the show, how she was upset with these girls because she felt like they wasn't being loyal to her, and it just was a bunch of foolishness. I'm like, all of you grown women, I mean, you're a grown woman, you over the age of 40. Miss Money Leaks, yeah, girl, Kiki, I can't do her no more. I cannot do her. She's getting worse and worse every season. But it's not so much about the show. That's why I'm doing this content. Is really to bring up a point. For all who haven't been keeping up, Nene has hit a rough patch in her life. Her husband Greg has cancer, so she's not at her best. She's going through a lot, and all of the other ladies, Portia, Cynthia, and Candy, everybody's doing exceptionally well. Everybody's doing good. Candy's doing good with a marriage, doing good with a business. Cynthia's doing good. She has a new male companion. Portia's doing pretty well. She's becoming a mom. She just became a mother. She's engaged. So basically, all of the ladies in the cast are doing really well. Kenya had her baby and she's engaged or whatever the case is. I don't know. But everybody's in the show for the most part is doing pretty good. And Nene's the only one that's not doing too well. And unfortunately, she has been taking out a lot of her misery, on the other ladies on the show. She's been talking real reckless about Kenya and real reckless about Cynthia. And it's to the point now, I'm like, if you don't figure you got a problem, you done fell out with just about every chick on that show. You done got into it with Sheree. You done got into it with Kim. You done got into it with Candy. She done got into it with every person on that show. Anybody who's ever started off as her friend, somehow in some way they end up becoming her enemy. Now how her and Marlo is the best of buddies, it don't make no sense to me, because when her and Marlo fell out, she gave Marlo a run for her money. I mean, it was real ugly, and now all of a sudden they buddies. It's really irrelevant, because like I said, I really don't care about these kind of shows, but it pretty much proves a point as to why I'm doing this content. I've did a content on this before, but I want to go a little bit more in depth. And it's very important as a Black woman. You're very careful with who you build or bond friendships with, because the older you get, and the older you become, you're going to find out it's going to become harder and harder to find real friendship and to find women that are genuine, because people got a lot of these females these days, they got so much agenda. What's up, Poetic? How you doing, hun? I'm so glad to see you. We got so many women when it comes to these friendships that have so much agenda. And this is the reason why I've been rocking solo for a very long time. I don't have any friends. I honestly don't. I have two or three females that I probably kick it with once in a blue moon. I meet up with them and we'll have some drinks and we'll chill. And I'm comfortable with doing it that way, because I strongly believe that less is best. The less that you are in somebody's face, the better off the better chances you're gonna have a good friendship. When you're too buddy and you're in each other's presence way too much, you talking to each other every day, you hanging out every day, sooner or later y'all gonna fall out about something. And I've had my share of friendship with Black women. I've had my share of putting my trust into the wrong females, being too open, telling too much of my business. Um, Letting them know all of my feelings. I've been very transparent with a lot of females, and I've learned in the hard way that it has caused me to get burnt by being very transparent, because what you do is basically to give y'all a better idea of what it's like when you tell too much of your business, when you're too open. Just picture yourself stripping down boonie butt naked in front of folks that you don't know. Take off your bra, take off your panties, take off everything, just be butt ass naked. That's exactly what you're doing when you tell people your business. Yeah, Angela, I definitely fell off of that. But it just amazed me the little bit that I did catch to see Nene still acting like, this the entitled diva she is after all of these seasons, after all of these years she's been a part of this cast. It seems like the older she gets, the worse she's getting. And I realize that a lot of it has to do with the fact that you have to realize when you're dealing with a woman, and this is why you have to be careful when it comes to these friendship ladies. When you are dealing with the woman that is bitter, she's not in a good space in her life, meaning things are not going well for her. She's not going to celebrate none of your accomplishments. It's unfortunate. You have some women that are like that. You have two type of friends. You got friends who celebrate you, and then you have friends who tolerate you. You have to know the difference between the two. He asked me to turn it, and it was too much for me. Yeah, it is, Shar. It's done. It's too much. Just a little bit I saw, it got on my nerves. But the reason why I'm bringing it up in this content is to prove a point. Is that now that all the ladies on the show, everybody's doing well, everybody has new events in their life. Like I said, Portia is becoming a mother, Cynthia has a new relationship. Everybody pretty much has a new event occurring in their life. And what's going on with Nene is kind of just stuck in a miserable space. Um, Her husband is not doing well health wise, so that's taking a toll on her because a part of me strongly believes that she does not want to deal with Greg, especially at this state that he's sick and he's not doing well. So she right now she's taking her misery out on everybody else on that show who has nothing to do with her personal issues. And the reason why I can speak on this because I had to get rid of a friend for that same exact reason. I had a 24-year friendship and I had to divorce this broad. I had to file my friendship divorce papers on this broad. I had to 86 her. I had to get rid of her like a bad rash. I had to abolish this chick because it seemed like every time things went wrong in her life, or because she wasn't on the up and up, the moment she felt like I was on the up and up and I was doing better, all of a suddenly the shade, there's been like a lot of undercover shade. Her whole attitude, her whole demeanor got different with me when things started going left for her. Now you have some friends that are like this, like I mentioned it before. You're gonna have two type of friends. You're gonna have a friend that's gonna either celebrate you or you're gonna have one that's gonna tolerate you. Now let me start with a chick that's gonna celebrate you. The chick that's gonna celebrate you is the kind of chick. It don't matter if she's on the if she's down and you're up, she's still gonna be the same way. Even if things are going great for her and not so great for you, she's still gonna be the same way. She's gonna try to encourage you. She's not gonna rub her success in your face. She'll share her accomplishments with you, but not to the point to where it's making you feel like you don't have nothing going on for yourself. It's a way to share your success without downing your friend or without rubbing it in your friend's face, especially when you know your friend is in a dark, clouded space in her life. It's just the way that you do things. And if you are a real friend, you're going to be sensitive to what your friend is going through. For instance, if your girlfriend is going through a divorce, and you and your husband are doing well, y'all going on trips together, y'all going on cruises together, you and your husband is in a good space, you're not going to be rubbing in your friend's face that's in a down point. Oh girl, me and Greg, we're doing so wonderful. We just bought a new house. We going to Dubai on our anniversary. You're going to be sensitive to what she's going through. That's what a real friend is going to do. You know what I mean? They're not going to pour water on you when you're already drowning. If anything, they're going to be sensitive to your current situation and they're going to know, okay, this is not the time for me to be bringing up this and bringing up that because my friend is not in a good space and I don't want her feeling bad. Now, that's a friend that's not tolerating you, but they celebrating you and they understand that my friend is not in a good space right now. So the last thing I want to do is make her feel bad about her situation by bragging on my situation. Okay. Now you got the other chicks who don't celebrate you, they just tolerate you, meaning they only deal with you because ain't nobody else about to deal with them like that. Okay, because basically these type of females are what's called bridge burners. They have burnt bridges with anybody who has ever given them a chance of friendship. They have burnt bridges, they have used people, they have taken advantage of people, they have lost friendships over running their mouth too much. These type of females, they only try to connect with people because it's something they need. They may need just somebody to comfort them while they going through their drama, or they know you have connections, and the connections you got is the connections they need. These type of undercover females are only friends with certain people because there's an agenda. It's a mission. It's something they're trying to work on, and it's something they're trying to do. Now, with that being said, not only you have to be careful with these friendships, you have to be careful with who you connect with in these YouTube streets. I've seen too many females in these YouTube streets that start off being really good friends through the content. They do panels together. They do live shows together on the panels. Everything's honky dory. They all on the same live channel bashing females who they all don't like, or they bashing the men from other channels. They're connected on a level of having hatred against one common person, to turn around a week or two later, then they falling out about something. I've seen it happen several times. What's up, Gabe? Good to see you. Don't forget to send me email now if you want me to come on and hang out with you. A lot of them don't know what a friend is because anybody, yeah, a lot of them don't know what a friend is. And then you have some of these females, they are just straight goddamn bridge burners. They don't mind losing friends. You got females, they would change friends like they change panties. They will keep losing friends and just pick up another one. Burn that bridge, get another one. Burn that bridge, well, burn bridges everywhere they go till they burn out, and nobody f's with them like that. Nobody wants nothing to do with them like that. But this is my point. This is why you have to be careful when it comes to dealing with bitter females, because what I noticed what Nene was doing, Nene wanted these girls. She wanted Cynthia. She wanted Portia. She wanted these girls to be beholden to her, because right now she's going through a bad space in her life. So she wants them to wallow in her misery with her. And Nene's not the only female who does this. I'm just using her as an example. You have some females, when they are going through a miserable, dark space in their life, they want you as their friend to sit and wallow in the mud with them. And the moment you don't want to sit and wallow in the mud with them, they automatically feel some type of way. If you have a friend that is like that, I'm telling you now, abort the mission. If she wants you to be beholden to her, some of these females, the last female that I was friends with, she was acting like we was in a lesbian relationship. I almost thought I was in a lesbian relationship. I'm gonna be frank. Well, not this one who I just ended with, but it was one before her that I was working on my job. This chick had me feeling like me and her was sleeping together. Some of these females are too possessive with friendships. That's why I don't like that word bestie. Don't use that word bestie with me, because some people take that word bestie. Some of these females take that word bestie and they run with it. Don't call me your damn bestie. Don't call me your homegirl. Don't give me no labels, because some of these chicks, when they give you labels in these friendships, they act like they own you. And I never been in a position like that, but it has happened to me twice. I have had two female friends who tried to own me, who was very possessive and obsessive with me. I had a girlfriend, well, ex-friend, back in Connecticut. This was before I got married, before I even had my daughter. I was fresh out of high school. And I was just still kind of learning my way a little bit. Just one second, y'all. I knew this would happen. Yeah, hello? Hey. Yeah, I'm on online, so I'll call you back as soon as I'm finished. You need me to do something? Academy. Yeah, I still got to do. I told you they gave me the price already. It was 15 something, like 15.86, 13. I know it was under 15. But I have to do the procedure and everything anyway before we can send the money. I got to do all my paperwork and stuff. Okay, yeah, I'll check into it today. Okay. Yeah, I'm back. I knew my husband was going to do that. He was going to call me as soon as I went live. Okay, anyway, back to what I was saying. I was friends with this particular female that I met when I got out of high school. Now, keep in mind, she was much older than me, and I guess because she was older, I kind of looked at her like a big sister type of thing. And she started off cool, like most females do. They start off cool. Me and her, we went out, we did things together, we went to the clubs together and stuff like that. And everything was chill. And what happened at the time was, I was going through my rebellious stage with my parents, not wanting to listen, being a hard head ass. So, of course, my dad was like, if you want to be grown, you got to get out of here. I don't care where you stay at, but you can't stay here and not follow the rules. So, anyway, she offered for me to move in with her because I had my own car, but she had her own apartment. So it kind of worked out for the both of us. I had the transportation. She had her place. So, it kind of worked out. So when I moved in with her, everything started off cool and everything. But slowly but surely, I started seeing sides of her to where I knew this chick was a bit much. It was little things, and that's why as women you have to pay attention to the small things that these chicks do. Pay attention to the little shade. You see a little shade, you see a little undercover saltiness. Do not disregard it, because every time you overlook the shade and you overlook the saltiness, it gets more and more and more out of hand. And that's what happened. I started noticing little things that she was doing. And especially when you're a person, you have a good heart. You try to take people at face value. You overlook people with a good heart, overlook a lot of shit. When you have a good heart, you will make excuses for people. You will come up with all kind of stuff. Well, maybe she ain't meant it like that. Nah, she's a nice chick. Maybe she had a bad day. When you are a good-hearted person, you will come up with all kind of excuses to condone somebody's behavior, when the bottom line is they are disrespecting you. So anyway, first little instance what she did, when I know that it was some shade. She met this military guy, and she was one of them girls. She was one of those promiscuous females. She felt very liberated sexually. In her mind, she felt like the more sex she had with dudes, I don't know, in her mind, if it made her feel more powerful, if it made her feel more in control. But the chick had a very high sex drive. What's up, Nadia? Thank you for coming in. She had a very high sex drive, was be banging all kind of dudes, you know what I'm saying? But at that time, she was my friend. I mean, that's her thing. I'm not gonna judge her because of it. I'm just not gonna do it. But anyway, so she met this military guy, and what happened was, they was going getting ready to go out on a date, and she didn't want to go out on a date with him by herself, so she wanted me to come with her. And she was like, I met this guy, you know what I'm saying, and he wants to take me out, and I know he got a friend. And I'm like, man, I don't know about no blind date now. I ain't want to do no blind dates, but being a friend I am, I said, okay, I'm gonna take one for the team. Let's go, you know what I mean? Let's do it, So we went to go meet the guys. Forgot where we went to meet them at, some type of restaurant or something. So, you know his friend was kind of cute. He wasn't the type of dude to get my panties wet or nothing, but he looked all right or whatever. So anyway, we all sitting to the table, we having good time, vibing and stuff like that. And what happened was, her and the guy, she already ended up kind of like giving him some, like, the first week or so or whatever. So she already started kind of going to bed with dude early. Now, me and his friend was just kind of talking, and there wasn't, like, nothing going on. You know what I mean? We was just like, just talking, and that's it. And we exchanged numbers. And what happened was, her and the dude she was dealing with, they disconnected for whatever reason. I guess because she gave him some too soon, too quick. He lost any interest in her. And at the time, me and his friend was still kind of talking. So one day he calls me while she's there. His guy friend calls me and was like, would you like to go out again, or blah blah blah. So I'm like, okay, I guess whatever. So she goes and tells me, well, you know what? If I would have known it wasn't going to work out with me and old boy, I wouldn't have hooked you up with his friend. So I'm like, what the heck? What? Like, really? So you in your feelings because you asked me out on a double date, and because you and your dude did not connect, you and your feelings because me and his friend connected. So she got mad about that. And I'm telling you, Angela is retarded, but you got some females that think like this. You got some females. You have some females when with these friendships. You supposed to only have when they have. And she was possessive like that. What happened was, me and the dude was talking and everything was okay, but all of a suddenly I stopped hearing from him. And ironically, around that time, she started back talking to his friend. His friend just lost interest in me all of a sudden, and I knew she had something to do with it. Yeah, basically, exactly. I mean, that Kels, that's exactly what it was. She been with so many dudes. So anyway, that was just one instance. There was many other instances. I can go on and on about it. It was a lot of things that she had did to me that was real foul in the friendship. I remember another time when me and her had fell out, and at the time I was a bartender at this club, and it was a strip club that I was bartending for. And when me and her had fell out, we got into an argument or something. And me and her somehow we ended up reconciling. And she told me that when me and her started back talking, she said, I'm going to have to call my cousin real quick. Yeah, I know she said something, Kels. Absolutely. So I'm like, what you got to call your cousin for? This chick calls her cousin in front of me and says, don't go to Mocha's job again. Don't, we just gonna call it off. Don't go up there again. I'm like, don't go up there again. She tells me she was so upset with me. She sent her cousin to my job to cuss me out and embarrass me in front of all of the customers. That's why she had to call him and call it off, because he was supposed to do it that night. Now, had we not made up, he would have came up there that night and did it. I'm telling y'all, you got some very possessive females out here. You make them upset, or they feel like you crossed them in any shape or fashion, they will hold it against you. So, like I said, it's a thousand scenarios I can give on this chick. So at that point, when we had our third or fourth falling out, I said, I'm going to have to exit this friendship, because this is not going to work. This chick is possessive. Another time she got mad with me because there was this dude who she used to screw back in the days, and I didn't even know he been with her like that. And he came to my job to bring me some flowers. He called himself having a crush on me or whatever. And she found out that he brought me some flowers, and she got upset about that. And when I mentioned it to the guy was like, I don't know why she got upset about that, because I was never with her like that. Yeah, I slept with her once or twice, but I don't know what that is. But she would do all type of shady stuff. A couple of times when she got drunk, you got some people that's brutally honest when they get drunk. They get that liquor courage. And I remember she, was going through her tantrums, and she told me that I think I'm better than her because my skin is lighter than hers. She was kind of like a dark skinned female. And she told me that I thought I was better than her because I had lighter skin. And I'm like, wow, you know what I mean? And to me, I always say there's four honest people: a kid, an old person, a drunk, and a mad person. Any four of those people are the most honest. When it comes to those four, they are very honest. Yeah, Angela, you've been through that. Yeah, I'm telling you, I know you're not lying, because it happens. It happens. You females be hating on each other for the most pettiest things. Females be hating on their friends because their friends got light skin or got real long hair, or their friend is married and they're not, or their friend can have kids and they can't have children. It amazes me how women could be so petty when it comes to one another. So when I ended that friendship, this chick, she took that friendship hard like I was her man. She acted like I was her man, and I left her because when I moved out of her apartment, she would not even let me come back to get my things. I had some of my personal belongings over there. I had like some of my clothes, some of my shoes. I had to call the police and have them to escort me because I didn't trust this chick. I wasn't about to go on her turf and challenge her. So I had to get the police to escort me to go get my belongings. And while I'm in the house getting all of my belongings, she's cussing, acting outraged, acting like a fool, saying all kind of stuff to me, and of course the police not gonna say nothing. I mean, long as she ain't put her hands on me, I mean, I couldn't do nothing about her cursing me out and disrespecting me. But it just was an eye opener as to how much this chick was hating on me the whole time. And it took for us to fall out in order for me to really see her true colors. And she really thought she owned me in our friendship. And the reason she thought she owned me was because I was very, very humble. And it was a lot of things that I saw that she was doing out of pocket. It was things that she was saying that was out of pocket. And I kept letting stuff slide. And that's why, it's imperative. And that's why I'm telling y'all that if you are in a friendship and you're dealing with a female that has disrespected you, in any shape or form. She doing shady stuff. She throwing little shady insults. She throwing a little salt here and there. I'm telling you, do not ignore it. Do not disregard it. This is just the tip of the iceberg of what to expect. Because the moment you and this broad fall out, that's when all the claws. She gonna pull out all her claws and she gonna try to scratch the hell out you. Because basically, what I noticed with a lot of these female friendships is that there's a lot of underlying hate. There's a lot of undercover hate when it comes to these female friendships. It's a lot of undercover hate. And the sad part is that you have these females, they can sit in your presence. No, they can't stand you. No, if you was to be on fire, they wouldn't even offer to spit on your ass. They will sit in your presence all because a lot of females I notice, they want to be friends with somebody because they want to be friends someone they feel that is doing just as bad as them, or they feel share the same struggle as them. If you think about it, ain't too many females gonna be friends with another female that's doing better than her. It's not going to happen. You're not going to see a chick in the projects become the best of friends with a chick who lives in the suburbs and her parents make good money, or you're not going to see a chick that works at Burger King. You're not going to see her be best friends with her homegirl that works in a corporate office. It's not going to happen. Most females bond when they have the same common struggle or the same similar misery. If you think about it, some chicks, you got two chicks that both of them don't have the fathers of their children involved in their lives. Both of them are single mothers. They're going to bond more than you will see a female who's a single mom bond with a woman that's a married woman and has her husbands with children. She's not going to want to deal with a female that's on a better level than her because she's going to automatically feel like you're a threat. She's going to feel like you got something that she don't have. And what I notice about Black women when it comes to these friendships, so let me tell y'all what another problem we have. The other problem Black women have is the reason why a lot of us cannot be friends because for some strange reason, our success has a way of another woman's success. Let me reword this correctly. Another woman's success has a way of reminding us of our failures. Let that marinate for a minute. Just let that, think about what I just said. Sometimes another woman's success could remind you of your failures, meaning that you may have a single mom, and this is just an analogy, this is just an example. I'm not saying all single mothers are hating on married women or married women are hating on single moms. This is just an example. If you have a single mother that is struggling with her kid's father. Okay, she's not hardly getting no child support. JJ daddy in jail. The other one, he just don't do a goddamn thing. If she's friends with the female that's married and her husband is with her, helping her take care of the kids, what are the odds you think they're going to have any goddamn thing in common? Even when it comes to a basic conversation, they're not going to have nothing in common because while she's up here talking about how Pokey and JJ ain't gave her no child support, how her food stamps ain't on time, her dialogue is not going to be able to match with the married woman's dialogue because the married woman, she's talking about how her husband helps her with her kids, how her husband, is provided. Do you know that's going to make the single mother feel some type of way? She's going to get offended. Even though the married woman is not saying nothing to make her feel bad. It's just that they both are in different situations. And I notice in friendship, sometimes Black women cannot embrace each other's differences. We can't do it. It's not going a college chick, she ain't going to really bond with a chick who don't even have a GED and vice versa. It's not going to happen because sometimes it makes us feel more comfortable when we are with somebody that has the same struggles as us, who has the same problems as us. It's less of a threat when you have somebody that's kind of on the same level and going through what you're going through. But the bad part about it is sometimes when you're with somebody on your level, the problem is they want you to stay there. And see, that is when friendships are tested, ladies and gentlemen. That's when friendship is tested. My thing is, I understand we can be the best of friends as long as we're in the same struggle. As long as I'm going through, as long as you're going through, as long as I don't have a man, as long as you don't have a man, as long as I'm not doing great, you're not doing great, we can bond. But the moment one of us climbs the ladder, it's a problem. That's when friendships are tested. If I seen it once, I've seen it 1,000 times. It's an old saying. You got friends, they don't mind seeing you do good. They just don't want you doing better than them. And it's sad, but that is the type of culture we live in. I don't mind if you do good. I just don't want you doing better than me because your success makes me look down on myself. And a lot of this is low self-esteem issues. If you don't feel like you are where you need to be as a woman, it don't take much for the next chick to make you feel insignificant. What's up, Art? Good to see you. Appreciate you coming in. I don't know why it's like that, but when it comes to these Black women and friendships, we will slowly but surely we will start feeling threatened when another Black woman is doing successful. But my thing is, if you are happy within yourself, it don't matter what the next chick got, she can't make you feel threatened. Now, me on the other hand, if I see a chick doing good things and great things, I'm trying to get on board. I'm trying to get to where she is. I don't become intimidated. I become inspired. I'm like, shit, how can I get on? Who do I need to talk to? What do I need to do to get with you on this? If you was a woman of any real substance, you wouldn't be hating on the next sister. You'll be trying to get on to where she getting on at. You'll be asking her questions like, yo, who did you talk to? What program do I have to sign up for? Please put me on. You'll be trying to join on board versus kicking another sister down. But what happens too is some of these sisters, when they do climb the ladder, they start stumping on sisters that are where they used to be. And see, that's another problem we have. That is why the sisterhood code, Black women, we don't have that sister code. We don't have that sisterhood code. That code has been broken because some of these sisters, when they do become successful and they do climb the ladder, they start smelling themselves. They start looking down on everybody. I mean, how many times we see this in the workplace? You finally get that one sister that has gotten promoted. She's become a director. She's become a supervisor. Now she's looking down on the same female she used to work with, scrubbing floors, mopping floors. Did you forget before you had this title that you were scrubbing toilets and you were shoving paperwork like the rest of the sisters in the workplace? And it happens all of the time. But basically, I know I'm all over the place. My thing is, bitter females, they are the ones who are the most possessive when it comes to these friendships. Like I said, the last female friend I had before the one I told y'all about that I was roommating with, this female thought she owned me. She thought she was my man. You would have thought the way she was acting, me and her had a lesbian friendship because that's how possessive she was. She wanted me to talk to her every day, all day. Every day, all day. I don't have the energy to sit up there and talk to you 2, 3 times a day. And if I did not answer my phone, she would get an attitude. I know a lot of y'all women in this chat room, y'all had that one friend get an attitude when you don't answer her call. or you had a friend that would get an attitude because you answer call. Girl, where you been at? I've been trying to call you. Why you ain't pick up your phone? And then, oh Lord, please don't have a man. If you have a man and she don't got one, OMG. Them the worst type of females to become friends with. And for the life of me, as a woman that's in a relationship, I don't know why y'all confide with these single chicks by telling them what you and your man is going through. That is none of their business. These single chicks do not need to know what you and your man are going through in your household. It's none of their business, because while you're thinking they're up there supporting you and hearing you out, what they're doing is they're calculating it and they're keeping it in their file cabinet. While you complaining about your man drawers, she wish she had a man that had drawers on. Questioning me about my yes, lady, questioning me about my whereabouts, talking to her. Yeah, I'm telling you, this chick act like I was her man. She wanted to know why I was not picking up my phone when she called. She wanted to know why I didn't call her back when I said I was going to call her back. She had my husband looking at me suspect. She had my husband looking at me suspect. My husband looking at me with the side eye like, what is really going on? That's how possessive she was, you know? And I realized my problem was I was just way too humble. When you're a humble person, people take your meekness for weakness. And she didn't look at it like I was just a cool chick. She started perceiving me as a weak chick. She felt like because I would not go off on her, I wouldn't snap at her. She just really felt like she owned me and she had control over me in a friendship, because you have some of these females, they're called was passive aggressive. They know how to sweetly dominate you. And if you're not smart and you don't read them between the lines, you won't even know you're being controlled. For instance, I remember a couple of times when I would go to her, because as friends, you should be able to go to your friend if you're having a problem or you have a situation and you just want some advice. That's what friends are supposed to be able to do. Y'all should be able to you advise one another. And I remember I would go to her sometimes. I'd be like, yo, girl, this going on, that going on. You know what I mean? And she would insult me and give me praises at the same time. Like one time I told her I was going through something in my relationship. And the only reason I was comfortable telling her about my relationship because she was in a relationship. And ladies, keep in mind, even with that, I don't care if a woman is in a relationship, you still don't need to tell her what's going on in your relationship. Because they don't tell you everything. You'll be sit up there and spill all your guts, and they ain't telling you half as much as you're telling them. So you got to be careful with them kind too. So I would tell her certain things I would go through, and she would be like, girl, what's up, live? Appreciate you for coming in. Thank you. She would be like, girl, you stupid. I wouldn't have did that. This what the F I would have did. I would have told him blah, 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 blah. I'm like, first of all, why would you insult me and call me and say that I'm dumb because I made a decision different from what you would have done? That doesn't make me dumb. That means I just have a different way of approaching things. This chick would insult me and give me good advice in the same sentence. After she would call me stupid and tell me how dumb I was, then she'll turn around and be like, well, girl, all you got to do is blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, that kind of defeats the purpose. You know what I mean? So when I finally got fed up with the disrespect, and I left the friendship, she could not handle it. She really took it personal. You have some people, they don't want your friendship, but then at the same token, they don't want you to be the one to walk out on them either. And it's sad, but you got some females that are like that. They don't respect you in the friendship, but the moment you want to end the friendship, they have the audacity to take it personal. They get mad about it. Like, who are you to leave me? How are you gonna leave me? I have to leave you because you're disrespectful and you take my meekness for weakness. I had to leave that chick. And when I said I cut her off, I didn't want her. I completely cut her off. When that's what made her 20 times mad was because she didn't see it coming. When people don't see it coming and you abruptly cut them off, that's what really angers them. And she was really angry with me because she thought I was gonna sit up there and keep letting her put her foot in my backside, and I was not gonna stand up for myself. And I didn't, and I could have, and I had a couple of people that asked me, said, Mocha, why didn't you talk to her about it? Why didn't you sit down and express to her how you felt? Why you didn't talk it out? First of all, not all females are not approachable. You have so many females that are quick to say, well, if you got something to say it to me. If you feeling some type of way, all you got to do is be woman enough to say it. First of all, you got to be approachable for somebody to even confront you about something. Because some of these sisters out here got some reckless, nasty ass attitudes. It's hard to talk to them. You can't communicate with them. You can't communicate with all black women. You just can't. I'm a black woman. I cannot communicate with all black women. Because some of these sisters out here, the moment you even ask them about something, they get an attitude. They won't even let you ask them. They automatically get offended because with black women, we already have this offense. We have this offensive filter. We are so quick to get offended. The moment somebody asks us something, we're quick to pull out our claws. We're quick to growl. We're quick to set it off. And in order for people to keep it real with you, first of all, you got to be approachable. How can somebody keep it real with you when you're going to have an attitude? You're going to go off, you're going to cuss, you're going to blow up, you're going to cause a scene. And I find it very contradictory for somebody to say, if you got a problem with me, you could come to me. No, I can't come to you. I was not going to go to her and talk to her because I saw how she handled conflict. And she was one of those type of females, she was going to be right regardless of what. And I already knew, even if I would have took the womanly approach and approached her and tried to talk to her about it and tried to settle differences, she was going to flip it and twist it and make me look like I was the one at fault. Because she already didn't have no respect for me. And this is the thing, ladies and gentlemen. If you're in a friendship and once that person has gotten used to disrespecting you, it's hard to reverse it. You can't reverse it. Once a person has gotten accustomed to handling you all kind of way, and now you want to put your foot down and let them know, oh, the buck stops here today, it's hard to reverse that. So don't even let folks get comfortable with disrespecting you, because once they started and you have gotten to a point where you really just can't take it anymore and you want to put your foot down, all hell is going to break loose because they are used to you just standing there and taking it. So the moment you defend yourself, they gonna up the ante, and then you're gonna have to up the ante, and next thing you know, this boom, it's a big explosion. So I've just felt it was imperative that I did this content because some of these females out here, they act like a friendship is a relationship. Don't let folks get in the position of thinking they own you because y'all are friends. And it's not only females that go through this. I've seen some brothers going through this. I've seen some men go through situations in which they was cool with a certain dude, and once they fell out or there was a disagreement, it was a lot of pettiness. I mean, like Kevin Hart had a situation, a comedian, he had a situation, I think it was 2 years ago, when his main homeboy, who he had put on, Kevin Hart had put his homeboy on to movies, to shows. He had, gave him a lot of connections. And somehow, some way, him and the dude fell out. And this was the dude that was his right hand man. Kevin Hart took this dude everywhere with him. I mean, when Kevin Hart was in the club, he was in the club. I mean, they was like that. And this was the same dude who tried to turn around and extort him and was trying to sell his sex tape, knowing that at the time Kevin Hart and his wife was having problems, because at that time Kevin Hart had the video went viral and him messing with some woman or grabbing up on some woman, and it went viral. And I don't know how his friend got it, but his friend had the sex tape. and he was going to extort Kevin Hart because Kevin Hart was not going to break him off with any money. So his thing was, okay, since you won't break me off with no money, I'm going to extort you. And this is the thing, but people have to realize this. Most of the time, if you have any enemies, this if it's you, if this you are, if whether you a man or whether you a woman, if you have an enemy, 9 times out of 10, your enemy is going to be somebody that was once your friend. Your enemy is rarely going to be somebody who don't know you, who don't know of you. Most of my enemies, I can't speak for everyone, but most of my enemies were people that I was friends with once upon a time. That's usually how it happens. For what it sounds like, guys generally don't play. It's too dangerous. Yeah. Most guys, when they do have conflict, it usually ends up 20 times uglier compared to what women do. It usually results in somebody really getting hurt. Yeah, with Kevin Hart's situation, a law had got involved, and basically, I think his friend ended up in jail. I don't know if his friend got released or whatever the case was. But yeah, it did get really ugly. Afrique, I don't know if I'm saying your name right. Not Niusi, not Niusi. Yeah, but yeah, they definitely ended up parting ways very rather rapidly because I haven't heard anything else about it. So I'm sure it got squashed right away. But most of the time your enemy is going to be somebody you was very cool with. When I say any enemy I've had, it was somebody that I was very very close to. Your friend has a big advantage because they know a lot about you. They know where your weak spots are. They know how to attack you. And that's why if you're in a friendship, be careful with the information that you share with that person, because you have to realize when you and that person fall out and go your separate ways, anything, any information that you have given to them, now they have the power to utilize that. If they know you messed around on your wife, they know you messed around on your husband, they know you've been embezzling and stealing funds from your job. Be careful because some people are sore ass losers. Some people cannot handle losing. Me personally, if we go our separate ways, you'll never hear from me again. I'm not trying to go out for blood and make you lose your job, make you lose your relationship. I'm not trying to make you lose your house. I'm not reporting you to welfare. Whatever it is you're doing, once we go our separate ways, I'm done. It's called being a grown ass woman. That's what grown folks do. When things don't work out, you go your separate ways gracefully. All this pettiness to where you trying to hurt the person, you making that person lose their job, you making that person lose their house, you making that person lose, their well-being. That's just taking things to another level. And then I realized that a lot of times, even when it resorts to it, it be over something petty. It don't even be nothing major. I can see if you caught your friend screwing your wife or screwing your husband or something major like that, that's a big violation. Okay, now you may have to up the ante, but it be over something petty. They be mad with you because you disagreed with something they said, and that's usually how it starts. I mean, your best friend today could be your enemy tomorrow. And that's the sad part because you don't always know what you're up against until the grits hit the fan. People put their best front, put their best mask on when they're trying to get what they can get out you. And the sad part is, by the time you find out who's been your enemy all along, is usually too late. By the time you really see how a person really feels about you, damage is already done. And that's why it's important that you pay attention to the little signs. Pay attention to the shade they be throwing. Pay attention to the little insults and stuff, little things like not supporting you when you're doing new projects. You notice they're not very supportive when you're telling them about new positive things in your life, but when you're calling them about something negative or you're calling them every time things go wrong, they're more attentive. They tend to listen to you more as long as you got bad news. But when you come to them with good news, they don't have a whole lot to say. Pay attention to stuff like that. Also, monitor how they do other people when other people make them mad. I knew this last chick that I was friends with. I saw how she acted with other people when they made her mad. And I never blocked it out of my mind that she wouldn't do that shit to me. I always look at how people treat other people. Because my thing is, if you will do your own family like that, if you will do your other friend like that, what the hell makes me so goddamn special that you would never do it to me? I'm not buying it. The way they treat other people, you piss them off, you're going to get that same treatment or worse. And another thing is, this is another thing you have to be careful. If you and that person, y'all have the same common enemy, y'all both are friends because y'all don't like the same person, and eventually y'all fall out. The same way that person talked about that individual to you, they're gonna talk about you to whoever their next friend is. That's how it's always been. And it's common sense. You monitor, study how people act when they have a disagreement with other people. Is this the kind of person where they just are they mature enough to go? Do they talk to people when they have a problem with them, or do they talk about people when they have a problem with them? Cal says, right, when you have bad news and you bumming and scumming, you got friends, but as soon as you get in fear, start progressing, bras come together and turn on you. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because it's the stating that misery likes company. As long as I'm down and I'm not down by myself, you know, I don't have to fear you. I'm not threatened by you. Long as you singing the blues like I'm singing the blues, long as you down on your luck like I'm down on my luck, okay, we good. I'm not threatened by you. I don't have to worry about you having a one up on me. I don't have to worry about you rubbing your success and rubbing your accomplishments in my face, because guess what? We both in the same space. We both struggling. But the moment one of us climbs the ladder, then there's an issue. And I had to let go of my last friendship because of that. She was having problems in her marriage. And because I was not going through problems in my marriage, and this is not to say I don't have problems in my marriage, this is not to say I haven't had problems. I have gone through ups and downs, and I've never been one of those chicks that try to act like my shit don't stink. I don't try to sit up here and parade and act like I'm doing better. I got so much more than everybody else, because one thing I've learned, when you try to put yourself on a pedestal and you try to make your life look so grand, you can, when you end up embarrassed, you gonna have to eat those same words that you put out there. So I've never been one, and I recommend that to anybody else. Do not put yourself up there on the pedestal, because the same people you praise yourself and you praise your success in front of, those are going to be the same people that's going to witness your downfalls. So you have to be humble with your blessings. I don't care if you got a great marriage. I don't care if you live in a big home and you got a good job. Be careful with how you look down on folks, because you don't know how things could change for you. You could be up today and down tomorrow. Life is very, very fickle. So don't think because you're sitting and you're eating well right now at this moment that it's going to always be that way. Things happen. People lose their jobs. People lose their husbands. They lose their wives, whether through divorce or through deaths. Don't go bragging on things too much, because the things you brag about could very well end up being the things that disgrace you. You up here bragging about your husband like he the best man in the world, bragging about your wife like she the best woman in the world, and then she turns around and does something to publicly disgrace you. Now you feeling some type of way. Or you bragging on your children, you bragging on your kids. Then your kids turn around and get involved in some type of scandal, something like that, then you embarrassed. There's nothing wrong with feeling proud and being happy for the accomplishments you make, but be humble with your blessings, because at the end of the day, it don't matter what car you live in, what house you live in, all our graves are going to be the same size. Okay? So it is what it is. So you have to be humble. But the one thing I can tell you is that you have to be careful to even though this content, I try to keep it general, but I'm basically speaking to these females because You cannot be friends with bitter ass broads. You cannot be. If she's in a bad space and you're in a good space, she's gonna always feel some type of way. I don't care how much you encourage her. I don't care how much you try to pat on her back and uplift her. She's gonna always feel some type of way because she's gonna feel like you think you're doing better than her when it's not you that think you're doing better than her. She thinks you're doing better than her. Sometimes you ain't got to make people jealous of you. People become jealous of you on their own. You ain't even got to do nothing. You ain't even bragging. You're not talking about the stuff you got. You're not saying nothing to make somebody think you bragging. Some people are going to automatically be threatened and intimidated by you anyway. And there's nothing you can do about that. It's not your fault that you are succeeding and you are doing well, and that person is just not where you are. And some people will hate on you because of that. And it's so unfortunate that the moment you try to do something positive, everybody's not going to receive it. Everybody's going, some people going to look at it like, okay, good, she's doing a good thing. Then you gonna have some people, oh, she thinks she the shit, she this, she thinks she that. I mean, it's one of them things, damn if you do, damn if you don't. I mean, some people gonna congratulate you, and some people are going to condemn you. I said this the other day, some people are going to commend you, and some people are going to condemn you one way or the other. But you have to be very careful with who you bond with these friendships, because like I said, some people, when you get them in your life, it's hard to get rid of them. So you got to be careful who you allow in your circle, and you have to be careful with how open you are. You can't be too transparent. You can't let people know all of what you're going through, because some people will use it against you, even when you're sharing it for good reason. Everybody does not respect truth. Everybody does not respect genuineness. Everybody, and it's sad, but some people are so used to getting dogged and mistreated that if you are being genuine, they wouldn't know it, because it's getting harder and harder to find real friendship, and it's getting harder to find people that are honest. And you got some people, they just don't see the good in you, no matter how real and how genuine you are. They would never see the good in you. They're gonna always think you have a motive. They're gonna always think you're up to something. And some people are just straight insecure. So you can be a good friend, you can look out for them, you can talk to them all the time, you can encourage them. They still gonna feel some type of way. And I'm just glad I got at a point in my life to where I don't yearn for friendship like I used to. When I was younger and I didn't know any better, I thought having friends. What's up, EJ? Too much. Appreciate you for coming in. Thank you. I'm gotten to that point to where I'm older now and I'm comfortable with isolation. I'm comfortable with it. I love isolation. I'm not one of them females. I don't have to have a whole bunch of friends to go out with. I don't have to have friends to talk to on the phone. You know what I mean? I don't do all of that because um I just realized the less people you deal with, that's the more less complicated your life is going to be. When you start building all of these friendships and dealing with all these damn different personalities, you know what I mean? You put yourself in a position sometimes where you become a people pleaser. You're trying to please everyone. You don't want to rub nobody the wrong way and all this other stuff. And then you find yourself being more obligated to folks than you should have to be. It's a lot of us out there. A lot of y'all are overly obligating yourselves in these friendships. Just because she call you every day, that don't mean y'all got to talk every day. Just because she did one or two favors for you, that don't mean she owns you or you are obligated to being in that friendship, because some people, they give you just so they can have control over your life. Don't think every time a friend lends a hand, lends a helping hand, that means they're a good friend. Some people love to keep giving you stuff because that's the more they can keep hanging over your head. It's about keeping score. Well, as long as I'm giving her something, then she gonna owe me. Then she gonna have to look out for me when it's my turn. Everybody don't know how to give just to genuinely give. Some people give with motives. Some people give so now you tied to helping to help them out. What's up, Aaron? Appreciate you for coming in. Some people keep looking out for you. That way you have to keep looking out for them. I got food like that. I was friends with this one chick. She would look out for me a lot. We was both working in the same workplace, so whenever there was something shady going down, she would always put me on. And in my mind at the time, I'm thinking, okay, this is a real chick. This a real chick. This a real friend. She looking out for me. She let me know what's going on. She not letting me be in the dark. And all that time, I found out later on, the only reason she kept looking out for me was because she wanted me to keep looking out for her. It had nothing to do with loyalty. It had everything to do with building an ally. She wanted me to be an ally. Some people, they just need an alliance on their team. It got nothing to do with friendship. You have to really do deep research when it comes to trying to be friends with certain folks. And also if they're trying to become friends with you. Because some people will use you for anything these days. Do you not realize that not only friends will use you for money, but do you not realize that your friends will also use you for your knowledge? If they know you are smart in some things that they are not that smart in, do you know they will use you for your wisdom and your knowledge? I've had girlfriends who always want to reach out to me and get advice from me because they knew 9 times out of 10, most of the knowledge I have is pretty much on point. I don't know everything, but I know a good bit. So I will have females that will use me for my mind. And for some of you guys out there, same thing. If you're really knowledgeable and you're really wise, you have other men, they will use you for your knowledge. They will use you. They will bring you on board with stuff and tell you, yo, man, I'm starting this new business and I want to know what you think. And okay, there's nothing wrong with you giving each other advice, but that's the only time they reach out to you is when they need advice about something. You already know it ain't about you. It's about your knowledge. It's about your wisdom. Some people can benefit off your wisdom. You have people that are jealous of you for all kind of reasons. Do you not realize that people don't have to be jealous of you because you have money? Do you realize that people are jealous of you just because of your tenacity? The fact that no matter what you go through, you never allow it to bring you down, that you stand strong through it. Some people are jealous of your strength. As crazy as it sounds, you got people that's hating on your strength. And you looking at your situation like, I don't know why they hating on me. I don't have a lot of money. I don't live in no big old house. Why they hating on me? Why they jealous of me? Is jealousy does not have to just be based on materialistic things now. Person could be jealous of you just because you have people who care about you and they don't. People could be jealous of you just because you have family that look out for you and they family don't look out for them. It ain't always about no money. Or the fact that you have a companion, you got a wife, you got a husband who love you and care about you. People get jealous about stuff like that. It's all kind of reasons people be hating on you. It's not so much because you got a brand new car, you got a brand new house. People be jealous of your popularity. That's why we got so much beef on these YouTube streets. People are hating on people because they want to be the only ones with knowledge. You have some of these people in the YouTube streets, you have some of these black man cave channels, they hating on black women, and you have some of these black women channels, these black women content creators, they are hating on other black men. We got other genders, we got all these gender wars because you have black men and black women hating on one another, and nobody can't just be great together. I've seen some of these men with their channels. They will not let a woman on their channel because even though they know she's smart and they know she's knowledgeable and she's wise, but because she's a woman, he don't want her nowhere near his brand because he's going to feel like that's going to taint his brand, especially if his brand has always been about talking bad about black women. Once you started off talking bad about black women, you can't bring a black woman on your panel because the moment you do, brothers are going to call you out on it. They're going to say, oh, look at him, he's a simp. Oh, look at him, he weak. You know, however you start off in these YouTube streets, you have to continue to be that way. Because the moment you try to flip flop and make a change, oh, it's a problem. Somebody's not going to let you forget it. Somebody is not going to let you forget it. Somebody's going to remind you of what you represent. And it's very important that whatever you start off doing, make sure that's the path you're going to stay on, because the moment you get a change of heart and you want to do something different, it's somebody that's going to remind you. Somebody going to bring it back to you and say, see, all of a sudden, she was always for the men. Now she for the women. Are they going to do the same thing with the men who got their own channels? Oh, he was all for the dudes. Now he all for these hoes. Oh, he's a simp. He's a better male. He's a better male because why? Because he respects the opinion of another black woman, because he realizes that she's is some black women out here that's just as intelligent and just as wise as some of these black men. Oh my goodness. Damn, for crying out loud. You know, it's gonna always be somebody that wants to take you back to that negative space. Some people can't stand growth. They can't stand change. Some people can't stand change. What's up, Cool Jet? Appreciate you. Happy noon to you too, sir. Some people don't like change. When you try to when people, let me tell you something. Do y'all not realize that some people are used to chaos? Do y'all not realize that chaos is the normal, is the new normal for some of these people out here? Some people embrace chaos and drama. And the moment you try to introduce a chaotic person to peace and wisdom, they're automatically going to feel some type of way. You have some people, drama is the new norm for them. That's the new norm. And the moment you try to introduce them to peace, they're going to make you feel some type of way. And the thing about it is, once a person has adopted a certain principle, there's nothing you can do to make that person change their mind. For instance, if you have a black male that's a YouTube content creator, and he's always had an issue with black women, why are you black women going on these dudes' panels and trying to make him see you different? Why are you trying to make him understand that all black women are the same? Do you not understand that he does not care that all black women are not the same? Do you not understand that once a certain black man, and I'm not saying all brothers are doing this, I'm just speaking to certain individuals. If it does not apply, you don't have to reply, so let it fly. But some of these brothers, they have already adopted the concept of despising black women. So the moment you, as a black woman, you try to go on his channel and you try to introduce to him or share your idealism of what a black woman is not, he's automatically going to write you off, because it's already programmed in his mind that a black woman, she don't know nothing. So who are you, sis, to think you can go to his channel and change his mind concept on that? And that's what black women, that's where we get hurt. That's where we get our feelings hurt. And that's when we get embarrassed. You cannot go on these man cave channels and change these brothers' minds. Why are you trying to change their mind about how they feel about black women? If you notice, you don't see black men running to these sister channels trying to change these sisters' minds. What's up, Gabe? You back? Okay. You notice you don't see black men running to these bitter black women movement channels. You don't see him. You don't see, I don't see too many black guys, black men who run to these all black women channels and try to make a black woman understand them. And they mind, okay, she's a feminist. I ain't effing with her like that. And that's the same way you women have to be. Stop going on these brothers' channels who you know don't care for black women, because you're going to get your feelings hurt. You thinking you can go over there and make a change. Yeah, Gabe, I'm sure there's been one or two, but see the thing, y'all don't do it as frequently as black women though. I'm sure once in a while y'all will try to jump on, and share an opinion. But the thing is, y'all are not doing it as frequently. It's these black women, content creators who think they could change the mindset of a black man who has already given up on black women. If he's over the age of 40, you can forget it. You can forget it. He's not going to change his mind about no black woman. If the majority of his content is always about black women being hood rats, gold diggers, project uneducated, over emotional drama queens, what in the hell makes you think you going on his panel is going to change his mind? What makes you think going in his chat room is going to change his mind? You know what he's going to do? The moment you try to make him change his mind, you know what he's going to do, black woman? He's going to kick you out his chat room. That's what's going to happen. He's going to kick you off his live panel. The moment you go against what he believes in, because you got some men, they just that goddamn stubborn. They scared. They look at it as a weakness if a black woman gets them a different way of looking at things. Oh, Lord, you have entered into better Melville the moment a intelligent black woman gives you a different way of looking at things and you agree. Oh, you're going to lose all your alpha male points in the YouTube streets if you agree with a black woman. So some of them, to all you sisters out there, don't take it personal. He got to stay nasty because that's the tone he has set to gain his male audience. And he can't change it because if he changes it, he's going to lose subscribers and he's going to lose donations. Do you not understand that? Once he has once he has started that path of hating black women, he can't change it because he's going to lose all his male subscribers and ain't no and the other guys who support the same cause of hating black women, they're not going to do any live panels with him the moment he changed his mind. So however you decide to start your channel off, that's the way you better keep it, because the moment you try to reverse it, you're going to be put in a doghouse. And it's the same thing with these black women. A lot of them, they may have an idea of the stuff they be saying about black men isn't true. The stuff they're saying about black men and negative stuff they're putting out there about black men, they know it ain't right. But guess what? If you got 7 or 8,000 female subscribers that are following you, who support you because of that belief, and she changes her mind and starts supporting black men, half of them sisters walking. They gonna walk off. They're gonna unsubscribe from her. Hello. Okay, obviously I know who she's talking about. Shaking my head. I'm just it's a lot of them, Donnell. It's not one in particular because there's so many of them that are doing it. What I'm saying is, as a content creator, whether you're a black male content creator or you a black female content creator, however you start off, you got to stay that way. Because the moment you have a change of heart, people are going to unsubscribe from you and you're going to lose donations. So some of them, they even if they wanted to change their outlook on life, they can't. What's up, Seven? What's up? What's good, Seven? Thank you for coming in. Yeah, need to make up money. Yeah, of course. However you start off your brand, you got to keep it that way. It's no different. If you open a restaurant and your restaurant consists of selling soul food, you open a soul food business where you selling fried chicken and oh, thank you, Frito Keenan Richards. I appreciate the $10 donation. Thank you for always looking out for me. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. If you start off with a soul food restaurant and that's how you had got the majority of your customers by selling fried chicken, sweet potatoes, macaroni and cheese, cornbread, soul food. And the moment out the blue, you decide you want to start selling Chinese food, you're going to lose half of your customers. That's what's going on in these YouTube streets. A lot of these black men and black women, they have to keep their channels based on hate. They have to. Because the moment they try to change it and do something different, they're going to lose subscribers. They're going to lose donations. If you are a black man and the majority of your content has been dragging black women, and that's how you get the majority of, oh, thank you, Rollo. Appreciate the donation. Thank you. I just got it through my text message. Thank you for the donation, 7. And the reason you try to do something different, you're going to lose subscribers. However you start your movement, you got to keep it that way. You're a bitter black woman. All you talk about is bashing black men. Guess what? You're going to have to always talk about that. You're not ever going to be able to do anything different because most of your subscribers support you for that reason. Ryobi says, it's embarrassing how sensitive black men have become. For a man, I can't take constructive criticism. Oh, absolutely. We have a lot of emotional brothers. I talked about that a couple of channels ago. I mean, a couple contents ago. I said we have a lot of emotional brothers. Where do men start off getting so emotional when you kicking women out your chat room? Really? How do men get? I'm starting to notice men, some of these black men are acting just as emotional as the black women they complain about. These brothers are so sensitive, they kicking women out the chat room, they kicking them off the live panel. And Donnell, that's true. Calling them yeah, I mean all type of you names, but it goes both ways. You got black men on their channels talking, calling black women thoughts and calling black women, gold diggers and ratchet, hyenas. And you got the sisters calling all the brothers dusties and better males and all of this. I mean, that's the YouTube, that's the black YouTube streets. That's the black, both are doing it. No, one is not no more guilty than the other. Every last one of them are doing it. All of them got this foolishness and chaos going on these YouTube streets. Because the problem is everybody wants to be numero uno. People don't know how to share the knowledge. The problem with the YouTube streets, people want to be the only ones that have knowledge. They want to be the only ones that are smart. And the moment they feel like somebody else has just as much to offer, that person becomes a threat. And it's on both sides. And my thing is, why, as a black man, why have a panel full of black men discussing black women? Shouldn't you have at least 1 or 2 black women on there who should be able, decent black women? I'm not talking about one that's going to come on the channel and get loud and be disrespectful and not know how to conduct herself. But my thing is, how you going to have a conversation talking about all black women, talking about black women when you don't even have a black woman on your panel? Should you have a sister on there to give you some type of insight? How are you going to talk about a gender and that's all you talk about, and all you got is black men, and you don't have not one black woman on there to give you different insight? You know why? Because you want to stay stuck in your personal beliefs. And the moment a black woman is on your panel, she's going to give you a different way of looking at it, and you don't want to look at it a different way. You want to stay stuck in your own negative perceptions of what a black woman is. That's why you won't let a black woman come on your channel. Because the moment she talks too intelligent, that's going to make your brand look bad. That's going to make whatever you said about black women being dumb and uneducated, it's going to ruin that. Because that is the thought you have programmed into the majority of your male subscribers. So the moment a black female comes on there talking intelligent, it takes away from your purpose of making all black women look bad. And the same thing with black women. I don't understand how black women, how you have a panel with 3, 4 black women, and all of y'all talk about is how no good black men are, but you won't have one or two sensible, intelligent brothers on there that can give you a different insight. Exactly, Donnell, and they have to be open-minded, and a lot of them are not open-minded. We have a lot of closed-minded individuals in the YouTube streets. You got a lot of closed-minded individuals. You have black women. They who have their panels. They want to be closed-minded because that gives them all the room in the world to share all this negative knowledge based on their own personal biases about black men. And that's the same thing with these men who have these black men who have their YouTube channels. They don't want no other black woman on there because, again, it's going to take away their purpose, which is to make people believe their way and only their way of how to perceive things. What's up, Jay Shine? Good to see you. Appreciate you for coming in. Oh, okay, I understand. I know some of y'all at work. It's all good. Yeah, this is the problem, and this is the problem. It's too much gender wars in the YouTube streets, and really, if you look at it, the black community is like a pyramid. Let me tell y'all something. We have discrimination on so many levels in the black community. It's like a pyramid. It's discrimination, so much discrimination just within the black community. You can leave out the white community, you can leave out the Puerto Rican, you can leave, just take the black community as a whole, as itself, and you will see all the discrimination. Do y'all not realize that we discriminate on levels that don't even make no goddamn sense? Do you realize that we have light-skinned people discriminating against dark skin and dark skin discriminating against light skin? That's just how much underlying layers of discrimination we have in the black community. Do y'all not understand that? We are not on the same page about a lot of bullshit, and this is the reason why we have all the problems we have. It's so much levels of discrimination just in the black community. We have discrimination just in the fact, just blacks are you got blacks in poverty that are discriminating. What's up, millennials? We have blacks in the black community in poverty that are discriminating against blacks that are successful within the black community, and vice versa. We don't even have to talk about other races. All this about black people, white people don't tear each other down, and white people don't expose each other, and white women support their white men, and white women support their white women. That's irrelevant to me. My thing is, black people don't support black people. It's as simple as that. We don't even support each other. We don't even have respect for one another. So anything outside of it is really irrelevant, no matter how you slice it or dice it. Let me tell you something. All this gender war about black men don't support black women and black women don't support black men. Let me tell you how it goes. Black women don't support black women. Black men don't support black men. Black women don't support black men. Black women don't support black men. Older black men don't support younger black men. Younger black men don't support older black men. Older black women don't support younger black women. Younger black women don't support older black women. It goes on and on and on. There's no support on no level of the black community. Poor black people don't support rich black people. Rich black people don't support poor black people. There's no support on no levels. And what pisses me off is we try to make one support look more credible than the other. Well, it's not enough sisters who don't support the brothers. It's not enough brothers who don't support the sisters. There's no support at all. There's no support. There's no support at all, because the problem is there's too much egos and there's too much pride within the black community. Everybody wants to be right. Everybody wants to be the only one who has knowledge. And that's the problem. And this is the reason why there's so much division within the Black community. It has nothing to do with it's been Black people. We've been segregating. We've been separated. Just we have division just amongst one another. It ain't even. I can't even look at the whites. I can't even look at other races right now because they're not causing us to divide. We've been divided. And we're still dividing. We don't look out for one another. You can't even have a man start a business in the ghetto without worrying about getting popped because it's another brother that's threatened by his success versus trying to join in on his success. We just can't do it. We can't. So for us to sit up here and want to, throw each other up under the bus about Black women don't do enough, Black men don't do enough, neither one, the truth is, neither one of us are not doing all of what we could be doing. It's as simple as that. Well, the problem is we want to put all the heat on one thing and take it off the other when the bottom line is we all are accountable in some way or some form. All it's about, well, Black women don't take accountability. That's true, but you got some Black men who don't take accountability either. You got Black men going around here killing other Black men and won't take accountability for it. It's all of us. All of us got to be accountable for our own actions. It's not my job to tell another Black woman she needs to hold herself accountable. But you know what is my job? My job is to make sure Mocha is accountable for what Mocha does. The problem with a lot of us in the Black community, we want to set each other straight when we ain't even straight. We got all the answers to all these YouTube. We want to get on these YouTube streets and give everybody all this advice. And it's a lot of us. We don't even have our own line in order. These same people who y'all listen to and y'all irrigate, these same people who y'all donating to, who's telling y'all how Black women are, who's telling y'all how Black women are, a lot of them, they don't even have their life in order. If you knew the real them besides what they portray on these YouTube channels, besides what they portray behind these keyboards, half of them would lose subscribers if you really knew the real them behind closed doors. So why y'all so hell bent and so quick to support and defend some of these YouTube clowns and these characters? And when I say clowns, I'm talking about Black men and Black women. Because both of them clowns, if you ask me. I'm not going to your channel and you're a Black woman and you talking negative about Black men all goddamn day. I don't want to listen to that. And I'm not going to your channel if you're a Black man and you talking negative about Black women all day. I don't want to hear that. When you sit around that mess and you listen to that negative mess all day long, do you not realize it changes your thought process? If I'm sitting around if I'm sitting around me as a Black woman, if I'm sitting around, or if I'm hanging out in a chat room full of Black women that are going in on Black men, and I'm listening to a live panel with these Black women just talking reckless about Black men, do you not realize that stuff is contagious? Do you not realize that negativity, it rubs off on you? When you sit around and you listen to that stuff all day, it's gonna rub off on you and make you feel some type of way. It just does. You can't sit there and listen to negativity and it don't rub off on you. Same thing. If you're a Black man and you're going to these YouTube channels and you hanging out in the chat room where brothers just bash Black women day in and day out, do you not realize that's going to change your thought process about how you feel about Black women? I don't sit around negativity. I'm not going to support nobody's channel that's going to bash the same sex day in and day out. I can't sit around that because it's like sitting around people who smoke cigarettes. You sit around it long enough that them fumes are going to rub off on you. You can't sit around people who smoke cigarettes or smoke weed all day and you don't feel some type of way. Exactly. Exactly. Sis Quipidian. I can't say your name. I'ma just call you Mug. Yeah, you become what you hang around. Exactly, Cool Jet. It's not about Black men, Black women. It's about hanging around intelligent Black men and Black women. Get around some black men and black women that could uplift you spiritually. You're not going to learn anything by sitting in a room full of black men that just talk trash about black women all day, or you sitting around a bunch of black women who talk trash about black men all day. That stuff is not good for your spirit. You have to be careful who you allow in your ear gate. Certain things, if you keep listening to it repeatedly, that stuff sinks in your spirit. It becomes a part of your thought process. And when something becomes a part of your thought process, it becomes a part of your character. It becomes a part of your character. My thing is, first of all, nobody can't make me feel any type of way about a black man because I love black men. I'm married to a black man. And yes, have I gone through negative, bad experiences in the past? Yes. Did some of them mistreat me? Yes. Did I get used? Yes. Did I put myself in positions to get used? Yes. But guess what? I don't take things that I personally went through and I don't try to poison my subscribers and people in the YouTube streets. I don't poison them to what I've gone through. And the problem with a lot of black men and black women, what y'all are doing on these YouTube streets, y'all are taking your own personal negative experiences and you are tainting the YouTube community with your negative experiences and you're applying it to everybody, and it's not fair. Just because you as a black woman, all your baby daddies did you wrong and they ain't paying you no child support, why are you building your channel off of teaching black women to have something against black men, all because you have failed and you did not choose the right type of black man? But see, you're not going to get on your YouTube streets and you're not going to say that. What you're going to do is you're not going to take accountability. What you're going to do is you're going to get on these YouTube panels and you're going to tell all these other young black women who are still learning, who don't know no better, you're going to poison these young black women that are coming up behind us with your negative knowledge and based off your own negative experiences, and it's not fair. Just because you kept choosing the wrong black men, stop sitting up here coaching all these other sisters up here telling them all black men ain't no good. No, sis, it's not that all black men ain't no good. It's the black men you kept choosing that aren't no good. So you need to save your own personal misery, keep it to yourself. Stop sitting up here feeding these other sisters who don't know no better. And you feeding them with lies about how black men are. You don't know how black men are. You only know about the black men you've been with. You blocking another black woman's blessings where she could possibly end up with a good black man, with a good black husband. But no, you want to poison her and feed her. Well, girl, stay away from these black men. Don't marry all these black men, better males. No, your baby daddy is a better male. That ain't got nothing to do with the rest of these sisters out here. That's what you chose. And the same thing with you black men out here. Just you don't need to be sitting up here doing your content on talking trash about black women because all you ever picked up was trashy black women. Okay, maybe the next brother will be more smarter than you and wiser than you, and he'll learn to choose better than you did. If anything, you as a black man, you're supposed to be a leader. The black men, you're supposed to be kings. You don't teach your fellow kings how to be peasants. You don't teach them about all black women are hoes, all black women are thoughts. No, those are the black women you chose. If all you can keep talking about is thoughts, then that means that's all you have ever chosen. Because you can't talk about nothing you don't relate to. So if I go to your content and that's all you can talk about, that's because that's all you know. Because whether we want to believe it or not, there are some scorned brothers out here, like there are some scorned black women. It's a lot of scorned people within the black community on both sides. You got black women that are bitter, and you have some black men that are scorned. Only difference is some of these brothers, they know how to hide it behind their ego and their masculinity. And the problem with these sisters is they express all of their animosity and their hate through the message that they give to other sisters through their content. And what y'all have to pay attention to is, and I've said this before, a lot of the content people is giving you, they're not giving you content about black men and black women because they care about you. That is not the reason they're giving you the content. They are sharing with you their pain. And the thing is, misery likes company. As long as I can sing my blues, that'll make you support what I'm going through because we both share the same pain. For instance, if I'm a black woman and I have gone through hell with black men, and I want to get sisters to sympathize with my pain, all I got to do is do a channel based on talking just reckless about black men. And as long as my channel is talking negative about black men, you know who's going to support me? It's going to be the sisters who are in the same amount of pain and anger that I have. Those are going to be the ones that are going to support me. Because again, only pain can relate to pain. That's how it goes. Why are you thinking these people in the YouTube streets, they're caring about you? No, they're using their pain to get your gain. If I could talk about as a black man, if I could talk about how black women ain't no good, they ain't this, they ain't that, you know who's going to support my brand as a black man? It's going to be other brothers that are just as miserable and they're in pain about what black women have done to them, just like I'm in pain. Because think about it, the way it works in the YouTube streets, people are not going places where their soul could get fed. People aren't doing that. What I'm starting to notice in the YouTube streets, people are going where people are feeding their pain. That's what it's going at exactly, millennials. It's about pain bonding. A lot of y'all think these people who have these channels, they're all for y'all. They're not for you. They're for your donations and they're for your contributing as far as you subscribing to them. They know all I got to do if I talk negative about this particular subject, if all I talk about is black men, if all I talk about is black women, that's where I'm going to get the most support. Because people who have positive channels, they're not going to hardly get any support. It's not going to happen. People don't want to be educated. People want to be entertained, especially in a black community. And that's how it works. You know what I mean? So what you have to keep in mind is you have to pay attention to who is feeding you knowledge because everybody is not giving you knowledge from a good place. Some people are giving you knowledge from a painful place because they're in pain. Because you can't always look at what people say, but you look at why they say it. Listen to their tone. Listen to how they verbalize their knowledge. Because if you read in between the lines, you will hear the pain all up and through the content that they're giving you. How, for one, this the question is, so how can sisters be more supportive to the brothers? The thing about it is, I think the question should be is how can we be supportive to one another? That is the question. Because I'm hearing too often that black men are saying black women are not supportive enough. And I hear black women saying black men are supportive enough. First of all, keep in mind that change starts with you. Stop looking for other people to make the change. You start with the change. Because I was one of those people, I had a problem with these gender wars on the YouTube streets. I don't like it. I think it's messy. I don't like when black women talk reckless about black men. And I don't like when black men talk reckless about black women. So you know what I did? I did a channel, which is what y'all are on now, where I talk about both because change starts individually. I can't even worry about why women ain't supporting black men and why black men ain't supporting black women. Only thing I can do is start making that change from where I'm standing. And that's the first thing. We have to start to make that change. You start coming up with your own channels and do things different to where your channel is not based on just talking about black women or just talking about black men. Have a channel that's based on talking about how black men and black women need to join together. That is what you do. Yes, Craig Harris. You know, I'm always giving the truth. Raw, no condom. That's right. What's up, Samuel? That's what change starts from. And that's the problem with the black community. We're looking for somebody to start the trend. The trend starts with you. Because before you can talk about it, you got to be about it. That's where it starts from. I could sit up here all day and say, we need to do this and we need to do that. Well, first of all, what am I going to do myself to start this change? See, the thing about Black folks, we want change, but very rarely do we want to initiate it. We don't want to initiate no change. You know why? Because we feel like if we do something different, we're going to lose our brownie points with the Black community. We're going to be looked at as a simp, a better male, or a female that's seeking attention from the male audience. That's the thing about change. You have to be willing to start it and not care about what nobody thinks, because somebody's going to knock it. Somebody's going to say, "Oh, she's dick riding because she going too hard for the men," or "He's a better male because he's going too hard for the women." Somebody going to knock it, but that you got to start it from somewhere. Because I was right where y'all were. I was a subscriber. Before I started my channel, I was a subscriber. I got freaking tired of every channel I go to. I'm just hearing Black women blast Black men all day. I'm like, really? And then when I would leave these sisters channels, I'll go check out the brothers. They ain't no better. They just as petty as the Black women they complain about. They up here doing the same thing the Black women are doing. Because believe it or not, the reason why a reason why a lot of Black people can't bond with each other, honestly, the reason why a lot of us, we cannot even bond in these YouTube streets as Black men and Black women. Let's be frank. Some of y'all can't even bond with people in your own goddamn family. Let's be frank. Black folks, half of y'all don't even get along with your own family. Y'all got brothers y'all done fell out with that y'all don't talk to no more. Y'all got siblings you don't fell out with. Some of y'all don't even deal with your parents. You don't deal with your grandparents. Like I said, it's a lot of division in the Black community. It's even division in our own households. You have a lot of Black men and Black women who live up under the same roof, and they don't even bond. They don't even connect. There's so much division just within the Black household. You have Black parents who don't even bond with their Black children. So that's another reason why it's hard for Black people to bond in the YouTube streets, because we don't even bond with just our own immediate family. And then some of you, if you don't have no self-love, you're not going to be able to bond with nobody the right way anyway. Some of y'all, the reason why some of you Black women cannot love Black men the right way, because you don't even have no love for yourself, sis. And a lot of you Black men, y'all can't bond with Black women because you don't have no love for yourself. And I'm not talking about your stroke game. Yeah, I ain't talking about your stroke game. I'm talking about, the fact that you have to have self-love. I cannot love you. I cannot love Black men. I cannot love Black women if I don't have self-love. I can't love you. If I don't have it for myself, I'm not gonna have it for you. The problem with the Black community, a lot of us have given up on ourselves, which is the reason why we have given up on each other. Self-love and change, it starts internally. Before you can change anything externally, you got to change it internally. That's the problem with the Black people in the community. We don't want to work on ourselves. We want to tell everybody else what they need to work on. Well, I'm a Black man and I'm telling you as a Black woman what you need to do. Oh, I'm a Black woman and I'm telling you as a Black man what you need to do. First of all, it ain't your job to keep other people in check. Keep yourself in check. That's what you do. Learn how to keep you in check. There's too many Black folks that want to give instructions, but they ain't following their own instructions. If you ain't doing right by yourself, you ain't gonna do right by nobody. It don't matter. Let's love, self-love starts within. Exactly, Samuel. I can try to communicate, but some people don't want to say. Yeah, and that's the chance we take, Darnell. And same thing with my channel. It's some people I'm a reach, and some people I'm not going to reach. But if I could just reach one, that's all that matters. I don't have to reach 8,000. I don't have to reach 10,000. If I could reach one and give one a change of heart, then as far as I'm concerned, I've done my job, because everybody's not going to receive you. It's no different than you being a pastor of a mega ministry. Some people is going to receive the word, some people are going to receive the message, and some people they're not going to receive the message. Exactly. Exactly, Sam. So everybody's not going to receive you, and that's just something. If you have to wait, let me tell you something. If you got to wait to get everybody's approval, you might as well not even do it. If you're going to start a change, but you're waiting for everybody to approve of it before you start to change, you'll never do it, because it's going to always be somebody. And what I realize is some people, they can't stand when people bring something positive to the table. Some people can't stand it. When you try to bring something positive to the table, somebody in some way is going to try to dismantle it or destroy it. As long it's no different than, and I hate to use that as an example, but it's no different than Malcolm X. Malcolm X, wanted to bring a change throughout the black community, and when he did that, unfortunately, his own kind took him out because the man was so powerful and gifted in what he was doing. Instead of them embracing the movement, they became envious of the movement. And it's very unfortunate. That a lot of us, when you try to start the movement, everybody's not going to walk that walk with you, and you have to be prepared for that. It's going to be people that may start off in the race with you, but as you become popular, as you become big, people start falling off at the wayside. Or you may get lucky and have that one person that was with you when you started the journey, and they're going to be there all the way to the end when you end the journey. But that's rarely, and you got to be prepared. What's up, Prince? Yeah, he did. He got so, and that's what happens all the time. It's unfortunate when you want to make a change, everybody's not going to embrace the change. And that's very true too, Kujin. I mean, even God, even he was betrayed. Betrayal, that's all a part of life. Everybody's not going to walk this journey with you, and just be prepared. People who started off with you, they're not going to always be there. And believe it or not, don't get upset when certain people walk away, because sometimes when you're going into bigger and better blessings, certain people you don't need to bring with you, because sometimes you can't put everybody onto everything. So if certain people walk away from you, or you lose friendships, consider it a blessing, because who's to say, if you would have brought that person on with you, they would have tried to ruin you. So don't be upset when folks walk away. I would rather they walk away and leave me than to be riding with me throughout the whole time just to be setting me up to kill me. That's my opinion. I would rather you walk away and never have nothing to do with me in life. I don't take it personal when people walk away. I'd rather they walk away than to stay and be planning, just staying just so they can catch me at my most vulnerable moment to attack me. Because everybody that's riding with you, they're not riding with you for the right reasons. I've learned. I don't take it personal when people walk out of my life. Let them walk. That's God's way of protecting you. Don't be trying to build houses with people you should only be building a tent with. You mess up when you give people permanent spaces in your life, and they were supposed to only be there temporarily. Some people are there for a reason and a season. Don't try to make people more relevant than what they should be, because when you do that, you set yourself up to get hurt in the long run. Everything has an ending, everything has an expiration date. Just because somebody started with you, that don't mean they supposed to be there all the way to the end. Some people are just supposed to be there to get you to point A, to get you to point B. And when you make it to point C, okay, they jumping off. Let it be. Don't give people permanent spaces in your life. You will regret it. If they walked away, it was for a reason. Maybe God knew their heart was not in it, so he fixed it to where everybody ended up going their separate ways. I've learned that every time I kept going back to something, every time God kept pulling me away from it, and I kept going back to it, I only made it worse. Some things are just dead. Don't try to figure it out. Don't be sitting up there beating your brains trying to figure out why this person don't love you no more, why this person ain't your friend no more. Just count your losses. Ain't nothing to figure out. You give people too much power in your life when you trying to sit there and figure out why they don't love you and why they ain't rocking with you and why they don't want to be with you no more. People come and people go. It's all a part of life. Nobody is destined to be with you forever and always. That person's destiny is not going to always be tied to your future. So accept it for what it is. When it comes to these friendships, you have to realize certain people are only supposed to be in your life for a season, and some people are supposed to be there for a lifetime, okay? But with that being said, be careful how much energy you give to the wrong people. Exactly, cool gent. Stop giving CPR, and I speak on that all the time. A lot of y'all be trying to resuscitate these dead situations. It's been dead. Unpull the plug, let it be, kill it, because it's going to drain your spirit holding on to something. You keep giving a dead situation life, and it's going to keep draining your spirit. But just take into heed, just let this message, just let this content, hopefully if you didn't catch it all, I'm going to leave it up for you to catch the beginning of it. But I know I ended up going off into other areas, but it really all tied in together. Be careful with bitter females, not only females. Be careful with these bitter dudes. Don't let people become too possessive with these friendships. Don't make yourself overly obligated to people, because the moment you want to do you want to live your life, is going to become a problem. People going to try to rob you of your success. You know what I'm saying? So again, don't give people too much space in your life. All right. But anyway, y'all, I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me in the chat. It's been awesome. The word has been great. Everything's been good. I definitely want to. I'm gonna get up with Gabe. I'm gonna see if I can send an email to Gabe to 7. I want to do a barbershop talk with my guys. I know lately I've been doing the salon shop, chop it up with Kels and Ruby. And then I want to get some guys on my panel, because like I said, I feel it's very important that we do a variety. I like to have black men and black women come to my channel, because I really feel like we all need that balance. So I'm going to get up with my guys. I'm going to send them some emails. I want to see if we can do a live maybe Friday night. I want to do a barbershop talk. So I'm going to choose 4 guys and see, if I can have them on my panel with me Friday night. I think it'd be awesome. I want to have my guys with me. Yep. I'm going to have my guys with me. So it's time for me to switch it up and roll with my guys this time or whatever. So I'm going to do a little panel with them. It's about variety. Sometimes you got to switch it up. It's very important that we have that balance. I feel as black women, we do need to do content with black men sometimes, and vice versa. It's important that we give each other that knowledge and that wisdom or whatever. It's important that we do that. So anyway, y'all, I'm going to get ready to shut it down. I thank y'all for hanging out with me. I appreciate all the love, the positive energy, the positive support. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, so when you get that, you can hit that notification bell when I go live. You will not miss out on this awesome content. Y'all, we have to start a new movement. We got to get rid of these gender wars. We have to start coming together. We have to start sharing knowledge and wisdom and understanding. Appreciate you, my sincere, for coming on in. Yes, honey, you are late to church, honey. The pastor is leaving the building. You one of those black folks, you sneak in through the church, you sneak in through the back, and you try to hide and sit down in the back and hope the pastor don't see you, but he done already saw you. Absolutely. Thank you, D Boys, for the donation. I appreciate you. Thank y'all so much. I love all of y'all. I appreciate y'all dearly. Even if I don't talk to y'all every day, I thank y'all for the love, the support. Again, see you Friday night. I'm gonna have a panel set up for everybody. So if you don't want to miss that barbershop talk, make sure y'all subscribe so you will be in on the know. So I'm going to get ready to shut it down, y'all. It is your girl, Lady Mocha. Remember, I'm going to always pour you a cup of truth and break you off with a slice of knowledge. Y'all take care. See you around. Bye.